Assalamualaikum, Madam Mufti Mehbooba ji. Thank you. It's cold. It's time to meet the front runner then in this Jammu and Kashmir election, the PDP leader, Mehbooba Mufti. I'm good to see you. Thank you very much. Thank you for meeting me. Mehbooba ji, first question is, you are the front runner this time. Is that putting more pressure on you in a sense that you've got to somehow or the other win this time at all costs?
No, it's not about my party's winning. It's also about, it's more about, how do you mitigate the problems of the people? Because during these last 6 years, people haven't seen anything good happening on the ground. That's why there is so much, enthusiasm among the voters. They want to change. So we are more into, because if you have gone through our manifesto, we are trying to bring into a new era by focusing on the resources that our state has, which have not been used for the benefit and the welfare of our state. So we are trying to build that, and inshallah, if we are given a chance, we'll go ahead. And rest is up to God.
Because it's tough. Speaking to people, they're still suffering because of the floods. Yeah. It's been a tough period for Jammu and Kashmir. So it's going to be a tough time for you if you come to power.
Yeah, because, all the institutions have been discredited, after this, this government has been seen as a mere spectator. At times you also feel it's going to be very tough, because during the last 6 months after the parliament elections, the results came, the state government has gone on a, you can say, a picnic spree. They have created so many liabilities, I just can't tell you. Just to please people in the last 6 months, they have created lots of liabilities, and you have seen how they have messed up, not only the rescue operation in during the floods, but even the relief. Both Congress and National Conference, whatever relief came from the country, we are very grateful to the people of our country. But उसमें भी इन्होंने बंदर बांट की, दोनों parties ने अपने जगह रखा, and now they are trying to use it during the elections. It has been very pathetic.
You're saying this that it's been pathetic, but one criticism of Mehbooba Mufti is that you're better in the opposition than you're in government. People say you're an agitational politician. Once you're in government, you have to govern, which is different.
I think Mufti Sahab has shown that. That's why, National Conference, Umar Abdullah is trying his level best, that he wants even to go to with BJP, just to see that Mufti doesn't come back. Because Mufti Sahab's 3 years have been the best years of, the tenure. And don't forget that even Atal Bihari Vajpayee, complimented him just after a year and a half. So I think Mufti Sahab's 3 years were years of peace, political process, development. So I think my party has already shown the mettle that we can govern.
So Mufti Sahab will be the chief minister, not Mehbooba Mufti.
Inshallah.
You don't want to be chief minister.
No, I think it's going to be inshallah Mufti Sahab. I think a very sensitive state and we have been devastated with these floods. We need a person who's very mature, who is also very well respected in Delhi, not only respected but taken very seriously, because that did not happen in case of Umar Saab.
If you come back to power, is it again about the healing touch this time as well? And is healing touch about compromising?
Well, healing touch means being pro people of Jammu and Kashmir. Being pro Kashmiri doesn't mean anti-India. That is something that we are trying to remove, that trust deficit, because it has become a kind of very common thing. Anybody who's pro-India means he is anti-Kashmiri, and anybody who's pro-Kashmiri means anti. My father tried to bridge that gap when he invited Atal Bihari Vajpayee, if you recall.
Yes.
50,000 people, unlike what used to happen earlier. People used to shut their shops, take up black flags. And he was welcomed, and he, complimented it by extending his hand of friendship. Then there was dialogue between the Hurriyat and LK Advani. So that is what, healing touch is, that you release the prisoners, against you don't have, any serious charges, because during these last 6 years, 120 boys died, that, in 2010. None of them was a militant. But the boys who came on streets to, protest, they were the ones jinke khilaf FIR darj kiya gaya. So we are going to, study and review and withdraw those FIRs. We don't want anybody in the prison, because we had released Gilani Saab, Yasin Malik. Everybody was out, and because it's a battle of ideas. You just can't cage an idea.
So that's not compromising. You don't believe that's compromising?
No.
You believe being pro-Kashmiri is not anti-India?
Not at all.
But interestingly, you said your father reached out to Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Will you reach out to Narendra Modi now? Do you want, because there's a feeling that poll pundits are saying you may fall short of a majority, you may need BJP support. Are you willing to reach out to Narendra Modi like Mufti Saab reached out to Vajpayee ji?
My father, we did not align with BJP, if you recall that. We did not align with BJP to reach out to Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee. National Conference was a part and parcel of BJP when in NDA, but they were not able to do anything for the state. you know, in contrast to that, my father did not have any alliance with Atal Bihari Vajpayee, but we were able to revoke quota, we were able to, you know, start the spate work for opening of Muzaffarabad, we were able to get a tourism package from Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
I always hear you speak about Umar Saab or Omar Abdullah. I wanted you to have a debate with Omar Abdullah, you refused. Omar Abdullah was ready to have a debate with you. Is there some kind of a battle between these two dynasties?
No.
The dynasties of Mufti Muhammad Saeed and daughter and Farooq Abdullah and Omar Abdullah. Is this a personal battle?
It's very unfortunate. There is no comparison. I mean, Sheikh Saab, it is a dynastic rule there, but my father strived for 45 years and he was a chief minister only for 3 years. And the best chief minister that Jammu Kashmir had, while as Sheikh Saab was given power in 1975 in exchange to give that anti-India stance, he brought Farooq Saab from London. Farooq Saab got Umar from Delhi, he was working somewhere. So there is no comparison. They have been ruling Kashmir for 45 years. My father was the chief minister only for 3 years.
So Abdullahs are a dynasty, you're not a dynasty?
Not at all. I have worked very hard. My father has worked for 45 years, very hard, against, you know, national conference who were preaching plebiscite, who were going anti-India at that point of time. My father stood for Indian democracy all the time.
Okay, I'm going to go after this to meet the youth of Kashmir because they are the ones who are looking for real answers. What is it that you're offering the young person in Kashmir what is it that he needs or he or she needs? They need jobs presumably, they want a better future, they want opportunities. What are you offering them?
First of all, Rajdeep, life with dignity and honor so that they are not branded as stone pelters, Lashkar Taiba, militant, and then give them, you know, opportunities, create opportunities because God has, you know, given us immense resources which we need to use for them and create job opportunities so that they can live with honor and dignity and, you know, agar is state se bahar bhi jayenge, they are respected, not, you know, targeted as Kashmiris. That's what they need to have a life, izzat se, honor se, hounded both within the state and outside the state. That's what we want to give them.
So you want to give them izzat. I'm going to go to them and ask them what izzat means to them and whether they're going to prefer you or Omar Abdullah to give them that izzat.
Well, that is their choice, and I mean, let me tell you one thing: the kind of, you know, this bravery our youth have shown the floods. I mean, my hats off to them because अगर जम्मू कश्मीर के लड़के नहीं निकलते, श्रीनगर आके यहाँ के लोगों को नहीं बचाते, मेरे ख्याल में we would have had thousands of, you know, dead bodies. So I salute the youth of Kashmir. And I think they are the ones who are going to lead Kashmir in future.
Okay, we will see what the youth of Kashmir have to say. Mehbooba Mufti, thank you very much as always. Sadly, there are just 2 cafe coffee days here in Srinagar. Not too many cafes at all in the city. I'm going to find out what the young of Kashmir have to think about elections 2014. Some of them are joining me very kindly. Hi guys, we're going to do this MTV style. So first quick introductions.
Yeah, this is Ijaz Oyub from Srinagar and I'm a social activist.
I'm Haya from 92.7 Big FM. I'm a radio jockey.
Radio jockey, great.
I'm Manzoor Hassan, I'm a journalist.
Great.
I'm also a radio jockey for 92.7 Big FM. My name is Nasir.
Hello, my name is Kuratulan Masoodi and I run an NGO called Arsh.
What is the biggest issue you think that confronts the youth of Kashmir? Corruption, unemployment, flood relief, or is it revocation of AFSPA? What do you think should be the top priority when the young have to vote in this election? Quickly.
I'm sorry, but the biggest challenge that we are facing is the sense of belongingness that India should give us.
I think unemployment and corruption, maybe, yes.
It's a sense of security. When people are secure and youth is secure, then everything else will actually work out.
I think it's unemployment plus post-floods. There was a lot of destruction. Logon ke ghar tabah ho gaye hain.
I think flood rehabilitation should be the first priority of the government. Second should be economic stability.
Who do you think is the better choice today for the people of Kashmir? Omar Abdullah, Mehbooba Mufti, Sajjad Lone, none of them, somebody else. Come on, this way. Now I'm going to start this way.
So, if you talk about the election manifestos, I think People's Democratic Party has a clear vision.
So I would say somebody young and dynamic and who actually comes up to, I think Sajjad Lone.
As far as I have read all the manifestos, I think PDP has many things, for some new things, innovative things.
Let's offer chances to new people. I think Mehbooba.
How much are you giving Omar Abdullah on 10?
I think 7.5 should be enough.
That's quite high. Yeah?
Because he's been unlucky also.
I think he has been more of a listener, and practically we did not see anything happening on ground.
Maybe an 8, but then his answers were washed away because of the floods.
For the first time I'm seeing in Kashmir photographs of the BJP, photographs of Modi. What do you think of Modi sahab?
So obviously he's the Prime Minister of India. I mean, his photographs and his pictures, they have to be in Kashmir. It doesn't mean that we are supporting Modi. We can never support Modi because we can never forget what happened in Gujarat.
Do you think Modi will bring development to Kashmir?
I do think so, yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, so you
yes.
think Modi
I don't doubt that.
You don't doubt that. Would you therefore vote for the BJP?
Well, it depends. That's for that day to decide.
BJP is raising Article 370 and gaining the political mileage out of it.
So
I think they should stop.
Do you believe that that autonomy is part of the agenda, that anyone who wants to rule today in Jammu and Kashmir must in a sense be able to address the issues of autonomy, of alienation and aspiration?
Sir, I would just want to bring one thing.
Yes.
It's like our survival at the first place is very important. If they kill us, if our innocent youth is killed, the basic thing is that we should survive to vote, to have aspirations, to have to have development.
If we talk about AFSPA, the thing about it is, I want to have a state where I can live freely. I don't want a police wala outside my house 24/7 who checks my report card.
Should there be cinema theatres? Should you not be able
yes,
to go
from my side. Yes, yes, has to.
Definitely, everybody watches movies at home. Come on, you should accept
even before all the militancy, whatever happened, we used to have cinemas. My father, my mother, elders in the family, they've gone and watched films. What's wrong in that?
But are you worried? No, but are you worried that the militants will say, no, we will not allow a cinema theatre to go ahead, we'll make it a single... No, not an issue.
I don't think.
It's great listening to these young voices. I'm going to take a break. When we return on Ground Zero Srinagar, we're going to look at two aspects. One which in a sense reflects the past, and one which in a sense is a novel factor, something that suggests that there is change in the air here. Elections in Jammu and Kashmir mean different things for different interest groups. For the mainstream political parties, it's a chance to grab power. For militant groups, on the other hand, it's a chance to exhibit their power through a bullet. For separatist groups, on the other hand, it's an opportunity to once again reflect their commitment to the concept of Azadi. The separatist leaders are all under house arrest, but the separatist sentiment still echoes, particularly in areas like this, Mysuma in downtown Srinagar, the gud or the base of leaders like Yasin Malik. Last time, polling here was less than 10%. Poll boycott is the weapon which is used in areas like Mysuma even today. Why don't you have faith in the elections? Why are you going for a poll boycott? Why do you not want elections?
Elections for what? What for what? You are talking for last 6 years.
Choose your government. Choose your government.
No.
You get your government in Srinagar.
No.
You don't want the government.
No.
Why?
What for? Why not carry resolution for these 60 years? No. Please tell me what happened. No. What? Please tell me. I am sure that you are not going to show it on TV.
I am going to show what you said on TV.
No, this part of you.
I will show this part as well. You can be assured about that. Hi everybody. Welcome. Hi. कैसे भाई साहब? बिल्कुल ठीक. ये बताइए, इस बार चुनाव से कोई असर होगा या लोग अभी भी बॉयकॉट करना चाहते हैं?
जी, हम अभी भी बॉयकॉट के सिलसिले पे चलना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि जो यहाँ की गवर्नमेंट है वो लोगों के साथ कुछ ताउन नहीं करती है. सब ये करप्ट पीपल है, सभी जो गवर्नमेंट है यहाँ पर.
अभी बताओ, 70% वोटिंग हुई थी, तो उसका क्या मतलब है? यानी लोग चाहते हैं कि इलेक्शन हो.
वो तो किसी ने देखा नहीं, हम में से किसी ने देखा नहीं 70% वोट. वो तो आप लोगों ने, मीडिया ने बोला.
आप जाके वोट क्यों नहीं देती?
नहीं, हम किसी को नहीं वोट देंगे.
किसी को वोट नहीं देंगे.
जब कोई हेल्प मिली ही नहीं तो सरकार का फायदा क्या है?
सेपरेटिस्ट लीडर चुनाव क्यों नहीं लड़ते?
वो कैसे लड़ेंगे सर?
इलेक्शन लड़ लो, जीत जाओ और फिर
नहीं होता है ना कि हम इलेक्शन चाहते हैं. वो इलेक्शन जो बाइनल अक़वामी जितात होंगे इलेक्शन, उस इलेक्शन के साथ है हम.
तो आप चाहते हैं जो इलेक्शन जो आपके स्ट्रगल के साथ जुड़ा हुआ, आप नहीं पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे इलेक्शन में? आपको नहीं लगता है कि इलेक्शन से कुछ फर्क पड़ता है? कुछ नहीं फर्क है।
ये इलेक्शन खत्म होगा, उसके बाद हमें कोई चेहरा नहीं दिखाएगा।
पोल बॉयकॉट चाहते हैं?
हम पोल बॉयकॉट चाहते हैं यहाँ पर, क्योंकि हमारे साथ जुल्म हो रहा है, हमारे बच्चों को पकड़ा जा रहा है, शहीद होते जा रहे हैं, फेक एनकाउंटर्स होते हैं यहाँ पे।
वोट इसलिए डालते हैं कि अभी बाढ़ आ गई हमें, तो हमें कोई प्रॉफिट मिलना चाहिए, जो हमारा नुकसान हो गया वो मिलना चाहिए, वो मिला ही नहीं, तो हम क्यों वोट डालें? आप देखें यहाँ पे कितने सारे घर खत्म हो गए। बोलिए गवर्नमेंट ने क्या किया हमारे लिए?
Elections have been shadowed by floods and the damage that the floods have done to several parts of the city. So flood rehabilitation is as much a concern as who will form the next government here in Srinagar. पूरा सब डैमेज हो गया
जी, पूरा का पूरा इलाका डैमेज है। ये
तो आपका घर एक बार फिर बनाना पड़ेगा।
कहाँ से बनती है? 12,500।
12,500 से नहीं बन पाएगा घर।
बन पाएगा।
कितने फैमिलीज रहते थे यहाँ?
5 फैमिली रहते हैं।
अभी तक कितना पैसा मिला आपको गवर्नमेंट?
600।
बस 12,600। So here the claim is that this house which has been completely demolished as a result of the floods, 5 families they say stay here. Total amount that they've got in rehabilitation is 12,600 rupees. That's what the locals are claiming here.
ये छे प्यामत सॉरी। आज दिन हम
तो आप सोचते हैं?
आज दिन हम 12,500।
अच्छा, rented house लिया है। As you can see, this is reflective of an area which feels neglected, and perhaps the sense of alienation that the people of Maisuma have towards the Indian state has been heightened in a sense by the floods, because they claim that they haven't got enough compensation. Right? Compensation नहीं मिला ना आपको?
कहाँ मिला? हमारे पास कुछ नहीं ना मिला, कुछ भी नहीं, ना टेंट, ना कोई रिलीफ, ना कोई पैसे मिला। 75, मगर उसने वापस वो लिया, चेक किया बंद।
This is, as I said, a separatist stronghold. They believe that the only answer to their problems is their notion of freedom or azadi, and the elections will make no difference. So the poll boycott will continue in places like Maisuma. But there are some winds of change that are also taking place in the Kashmir Valley. As we go across, we will find for the first time a lotus is blooming in the valley. Let's go and see how the lotus is blooming in the Kashmir Valley this time. This is your area?
Yeah, my area, my constituency, my birthplace.
X factors of this election, because the idea of a BJP candidate, high profile, contesting in Srinagar was unknown. What has driven you to contest an election from a party which has until now had no presence in the valley?
A challenge. Kashmir has suffered really badly. Everybody is wounded. And the only sigh of relief I can see, the only healing touch a party can bring, that is BJP. I have been affiliated with National Conference, seen Congress working, PDP working, but I have not seen in all these years since I have grown any change, any developmental change or any healing touch from any of the parties.
So have you joined the BJP or Narendra Modi? Because I often wonder whether it is Narendra Modi which has made people like you attracted to the BJP.
Definitely. I have really high regards for Prime Minister Modi ji. He's so determined and confident about whatever he says, he does that. And he's really sensitive about all the sensitive issues of Kashmir.
Including Article 370?
Including Article 370.
I mean, I'm going to raise it for the simple reason that Jitendra Singh, Minister of State for Home, who could well become Chief Minister if a BJP government came, has said that Article 370 must go. You have been quoted as saying that if Article 370 is scrapped, you will take the gun. I want clarity.
Okay.
Is Article 370 on your agenda or not?
See, I would like to clarify it on your channel that Prime Minister himself has been saying that we'll have a debate. We'll see what are the merits and demerits of keeping and scrapping Article 370. Kashmiris will be involved in this.
The BJP says one thing in Jammu and one thing in Srinagar. In Srinagar, Prime Minister is silent on Article 370. Yeah. In Jammu, the BJP says Article 370 must go.
Everybody has their own point of view. Everybody has to, and especially Bharatiya Janata Party has given rights to every individual. They are not keeping their candidates or their workers as a puppets, as other parties do. So everybody has their individual right. It's a democracy. We can speak anything. What is in favor of Kashmir? What is in favor of country? And if the Prime Minister himself is saying that he just wants to have an argument, discussion, debate about Article 370, so please take that.
But if that debate results in the scrapping, will you, as you said earlier, take up arms, leave the BJP? No, let's be clear.
Yeah, it's very clear. So, I've already picked up a big gun, that is BJP gun. So I am into this election as a Kashmiri Muslim, the first candidate who was declared from Bharatiya Janata Party. So it's a big thing.
So you've taken up the big gun already called BJP. And you will give up that gun if they scrap Article 370?
I will not give up because I'm very sure about my party and the intentions for Kashmir.
The general feeling is that yes, the BJP is growing a bit, but you're not going to win a seat here in the valley.
No, it is a threat, only threat to the political parties. We have already, in a very short time, we have really grown. If you take Congress, they still don't have the candidates for the elections to contest. And BJP is contesting on almost all the seats. And we'll make the government, we're so sure about that.
And Omar, and what is your view of Omar Abdullah, of Mehbooba Mufti? They say that they are the local rooted leaders. They say that...
I can't...
because your father was in the NC, definitely. In the Congress, it's almost like you've taken a big gun, which your family also, in a sense, would perhaps have never really thought about.
Definitely. Not even a Kashmiri right now, few months back, would have thought of BJP coming into Kashmir. But people have accepted BJP very openly.
Tell me one thing, do you feel sometimes that Kashmiri Muslims today see you as someone who's betraying them?
I know few people must have got this idea about betraying, but soon they'll realize their idea was wrong. And majority of people every day I'm meeting door to door, general meetings, they're really saying like if something will be done, especially after the floods. Right now the major issue here is floods.
Yes.
What business is gone, houses are gone, and they have only hope that because of the Modi ji, his governance, his government, that can only uplift Kashmir and uplift Kashmiris.
So you believe that the lotus will bloom one day in the Dal?
In the Dal. Not in the Jhelum also.
Jhelum and the Dal, one day the lotus will bloom. Okay, definitely. All the best. We will see whether the lotus does bloom or not.
Inshallah.
Either way, we wish you well. It's about 7 p.m. here in Srinagar. Darkness is completely set and it's winter after all in the Kashmir Valley. It's also probably winter for the Omar Abdullah government and darkness may well be setting in for the National Conference because anti-incumbency appears to be the flavor of the season. I hesitate though to predict which party will get how many seats and who will be the next Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. What I am willing to predict is the best place for a good Kashmiri Goshtaba. If you're in Srinagar, you have to go to Adu's for dinner. Let's take you for some Goshtaba. After a long day's work, nothing like a Kashmiri Wazwan. Goshtaba, Rishta, Saag, Rogan Josh, Tabak Mash. Non-vegetarians will have the time of their life if you're in Srinagar. From the entire team of Headlines Today on Ground Zero Srinagar, as we say at the end of the program, enjoy.